Good morning. My name is Ruchika Jordar. I am a teacher in Hansraj Public School. I'm the mother teacher and I take grade 1. Welcome you all for this workshop today. It's a beautiful morning, and I'll first take this opportunity to thank Ma'am Nisha Patient and our principal, Madam Jaya Bhardwaj, for giving me this opportunity to conduct this session, this webinar for all of you. I also want to thank Anupama ma'am, who is our coordinator, and she's always guided us at each step. And this workshop wouldn't have been possible without her guidance and help. So let's begin. Firstly, I just want to tell you all that it's important that you mark your attendance with your name and your school's name in the chat box. And at the end, I will be sharing a link for feedback. I request you all to also fill that link at the end of the session. Okay, so let's get started. Today's workshop is about pronunciation. I'm going to share the PPT with you. Pronunciation, what do you mean by pronunciation, and how do you think it is important for teachers to teach pronunciation is the basic question. Pronunciation is vital for understanding a language. It is important if you want someone to understand you or you want to be understood. It is important that we have or we know the correct pronunciation of any language. For example, if I say snakes instead of snacks, or if I say if I say seat instead of sit, the meaning will entirely change and it's going to be unpardonable. It could be misunderstood, and a simple word or a simple sentence could totally blow out of proportion. That is why we feel that pronunciation is extremely important. Now, what is pronunciation? We all know as teachers, pronunciation is different sounds, word stress, intonation, spellings, sentence stress, phonemic script, strong and weak forms. We'll be discussing all this a little bit during the course of the session. So this is what comprises of pronunciation. In fact, pronunciation, the word itself is not pronounced correctly. Pronounced is pronounced in a different way and pronunciation is pronounced in a different way. So we have to be very careful when we are teaching pronunciation. As teachers, our own pronunciation has to be perfect when we are going to the class. Now, what comprises of pronunciation? Again, all this: teachers, stress, chart, sound, speech, reading, everything is included in pronunciation. Now take a moment to think and ponder. Should we be teaching pronunciation at all? Do you think we all should be teaching? You can all, respond in the chat box. Yes, of course, we should be teaching pronunciation. As I just said, that it is important for you to be understood, and if you want to understand someone, otherwise things can go out of proportion. What is the goal of teaching pronunciation? Again, the same: to be understood, to understand someone, to have good English communication skills. What aspects of pronunciation do we need to teach? This we will be discussing a bit in detail. And how can teachers help the children to practice pronunciation? We're going to discuss a bit of these two aspects, the aspects of pronunciation and how we as teachers can help the children to practice pronunciation and correct pronunciation at that. Now let's discuss a bit about what are the elements of pronunciation. Individual sounds. What comprises of individual sounds? We all know, we are all EEDP teachers, and we know that individual sounds, we've been teaching them from LKG, UKG. Individual sounds, a, b, k, d. Each letter has a sound in English. So each letter associated with a sound is individual sound. Syllables. Now what are syllables? Syllables are part of a verb, a part of a word. So when vowel and vowel sound or a consonant sound is combined together, it is called a syllable. Suppose I have here, a flashcard of a rabbit. Can you all see? Is it visible? Okay. So how many syllables do you think a rabbit has? You can answer in the drop box over here, the chat box. Rabbit has, correct, it has two syllables, rabbit. Yes. So syllables are 2 in rabbit. The next is word stress. What is word stress? When we are communicating something, we stress on a particular word. Like I'm talking right now, I'm stressing on particular word to make it more apparent. That is word stress. Sentence stress is when we are talking, when a particular word in a sentence is more stressed out. That is called sentence stress. And then we have intonation. Intonation is the rise and fall of voice when we are talking, or when we are saying some rhymes, when we are conducting a rhyming session. When the rise and fall of voice is there, that is called intonation. Suppose I'm saying, are you going to school tomorrow? If I say like, are you going to school tomorrow? It doesn't sound correct. So we can use intonation. Are you going to school tomorrow? So my voice is rising and falling, and it has some kind of a rhythm, some kind of music to it. So that is called intonation. And we use intonation a lot in our ED, EDP, in our classes, in LKG, UKG. All of us are using a lot. These are individual sounds. Like I just said, we also can play this game later on if we have sufficient time. You have to count the syllables and clap. Like in banana, how many syllables are there? There are 3 syllables. So this game we can play in the class, count the number of syllables. So when a child says banana, you have to clap 3 times. Ba-na-na. Similarly, watermelon has 4 syllables. So watermelon. Like that, this is a very good game to have in class, where you have clapping done for the number of syllables that are there in a word. Now let's move to the ways to teach pronunciation. What do you think are the ways that we use for teaching pronunciation? The first one is, and the most effective one, I feel, is to listen and repeat. The amount you can do for children, make them listen to the sounds again and again and again, and let them repeat. And that is how they become perfect. Can you all see these 2 children over here with their tongues sticking out? That's another way of teaching pronunciation. Their tongues are twisted. So can you guess what is the next way of teaching pronunciation? Yes, it's tongue twisters. Excellent, it's tongue twisters. So tongue twisters are usually very effective for little older children, like 1st and 2nd standard, when they have already been accustomed to a few words, they've been introduced to a lot of words. So that is when we can use tongue twisters. Like for 1st and 2nd class, I find this tongue twister very appropriate and excellent for them for practicing. I think all of you can repeat with me tongue twisters. If 2 witches would watch 2 watches, which witch would watch which watch? Once again, I'm going to read and you all can read with me. If two witches would watch two watches, which witch would watch which watch? Now you can see here, there are two witch hats here. There are two watches and there are two eyes, two pair of eyes that are watching. So if you tell children to keep repeating it, they really enjoy it. It's a wonderful game to play in the class. They enjoy it and they learn pronunciation very well with this tongue twisters. So you can keep innovating with the tongue twisters as and when you introduce new words. So we do in class 1, when we are doing blend words, we can introduce a lot of tongue twisters for the children, and that will improve their pronunciation a great deal. Another way of teaching pronunciation, which we all doing, is phonetics. We are teaching phonics to children from early age. We all of DAV schools are all doing that from the beginning, and then in class 1 we move to blend words. Now let's discuss a little bit what is phonetics. I want you all to just read these words first. Just read these words with me. Busy, word, cue, laugh, chaos, and comb. Let's read it once more. Busy, word, cue, laugh, and chaos. What is phonetics? Basically, phonetics is a branch of linguistics that deals with the scientific study of sounds associated with speech. So phonics is a method of teaching letters associated with sound. It is an important part of phonetics, and phonetics is a branch of linguistics. So there is a difference between the two, which we often interchangeably we use it. Now, if we go according to phonics, all the children who have been introduced with phonics will not be able to pronounce this word busy. They will go boozy. I think most of them are going to pronounce it as boozy. Similarly for Q, it's very difficult for them to pronounce these words unless they have been introduced to phonetics. So we are going to discuss a bit about now phonemes. What is a phoneme? It's very important to know about phonemes to understand pronunciation. A phoneme is the smallest unit of sound in a word. It is a unit of sound. A phoneme can be made up of one or more letters that make one sound. If you can see here, we have a sentence, 2 new shoes. 2 new shoes. Now, the sound of 2, O here, and EW here, and OE here is the same. But is the spelling same? It is not. So English, that ways, is a very difficult language. You need a lot of practice for the pronunciation, a lot of knowledge about phonemes. We are going to discuss and we are going to practice a bit about phonemes today. So 2 new shoes have, you can all see that the spellings are different, but the pronunciation is same in these 3 words. Notice how the phonemes sound the same. Now here, comes the importance of the phonemic chart. Phonemic chart is a set of symbols that represent the sounds of the English language. I'm just going to share with you the phonemic chart, and we are going to have a little practice for the phonemic chart. Set of symbols that represent the sound of the English language is called the phonemic chart. There are 26 letters. We all know that we have 26 letters. Can you all guess how many sounds or how many phonemes are there in the English language? There are definitely more. Any guesses? You can all use the chat box over there. Just let me see. Yes, there are 44 sounds in the English language, 44 phonemes in the English language. So we have only 26 letters, but we have 44 phonemes. That's a lot. There are 44 phonemes in the English language. Now this is the original phonemic chart, which was developed by Adrian Underhill, the British Council phonemic chart. And this is very important for us as teachers. We should know this chart. We can also display it in our classrooms if we want for the children. In fact, it's a good idea if we display it and practice the sounds of each and every phoneme that is here. Now let me explain you a bit about what this phonemic chart comprises of. Here on the left side, we have the vowel sounds. These are all the vowel sounds. Now the vowel sounds are, some of them are short vowel sounds and the others are long vowel sounds, like E and E. So there is E sound and E sound. U sound and oo sound. So these are the sounds. On the left hand side, the vowel sounds. On this side, the right side, are diphthongs. Now what are diphthongs? When two vowels combine together to make one sound is called diphthongs. You don't need to go into the details of what are diphthongs. So you can just know that two vowels make one sound and you need to know what sounds that they make. The next we have here at the bottom of the chart, we have consonant sounds. Now these consonants, can you see, not all of them are here. We don't have all the letters here. We have some symbols here. These are different symbols. Now each of this symbol represents a sound. Now some of these, I'll just go to the next slide, you'll get it in detail. Some of these are voiced consonants and some are unvoiced consonants. What do you mean by voiced consonants? Now voiced consonants are the consonants that the sound that we make with our vocal cord. These are the voiced consonants. Now how do we differentiate between voice and unvoiced consonants? Just put your index finger over here and make a sound. If you feel a vibration here, it is a voiced consonant. And if you don't feel a vibration, it is unvoiced. So you can have, all of you can put your finger over here and say B, B. Can you see a vibe? Can you feel a vibration over here? I think most of you can. So this is a voiced consonant. Say D. Again, you can see a vibration. G, L, J. All these are voiced consonant. And when you don't feel a vibration over here, those are unvoiced consonants like K, T, S, P. These are unvoiced consonants. I just explained this. Phonemic chart comprises of this. Vowels. On the left side, you saw vowels. They were long sounds and short sounds. Diphthongs, consonants, voiced and unvoiced or voiceless consonant. This is the phonemic chart. Phonemes, consonants, voiced, unvoiced, vowels, single vowels, short and long. Now let's think, all of you can think about these questions. where does each sound come from? Is the jaw open or closed when you're saying the sound? What is the shape of your mouth? Is it going like this? Is it going like this? Or is it opening a lot? Where should the tongue be? Does air come from my mouth when I say the sound? So these are the things that we have to keep in mind when we are teaching pronunciation, and especially when we are teaching the phonemic chart to the children. Is it voiced or is it not voiced? Is it unvoiced? Now see the words that we had done. Busy. There are a lot of words which are spelled differently, but they have the same sound. Like I just explained about the two new shoes. Busy, it's easier to pronounce busy if we have the phonemes over here. Can you see the phonemes here? B, this is the phoneme. In every dictionary that you open, if you go to a dictionary, you will see that each word's pronunciation is given at the side of the word with the phoneme. So that's easy. It's an easy way of learning pronunciation. Now look at Q. See word, word. Look at the phoneme for word. Chaos, comb, laugh. Now let's practice a bit. For this, we ourselves have to practice the phonemic chart. We have to teach the children, we have to practice the phonemic chart. Now in this phonemic chart, if you see, each phoneme has 3 words written over here, and the words are all spelled differently, but the sound is the same. So this is the, I'm not going to go to each and every sound and say it. I think you all can do that. You can find it if you go to the to Google or go to the web. You can just search for phonemic chart sounds, and you will get the British Council phonemic chart. You can download it, and each word, when you press on each symbol over here, like E, they will show you 3 words, and each word is spelled differently. So you can practice that. Like sheep, it says here sheep. This is the long E sound. Sheep, eagle, field. Now this is the long E sound. Short E sound, ship, busy. See, we just did busy. Now here the letter is U, but it is not pronounced. So that's why we use this phonemic. We use phonemes. Now started. Again there, when we actual British pronunciation, started is pronounced as started. Good. Now here we have double O, but it is a short U sound. Good. Put. Should. You can all repeat with me. You can practice with me for now. Now this is the long oo sound. Moon. Grew. Now you don't say this as grew. You say it as grew. Now look at this word. Through. Now all these 3 words have different spelling, but the sound is the same. That is the reason why this chart is very important to learn, to understand for pronunciation. Now look at this. Bed, dead, said. This sound is a, about, police, the. This is the long sound, bird, hurt, work. Now see, all spellings are different. So these are the vowels. Let's practice a bit about the diphthongs. Let's practice the diphthongs a bit. Ear. Now these 2 words make the sound ear, ear. Here you can see there are two vowels together to make a sound. Ear, here, career. Train, that's A sound, A, train. Say, plane. Your, show, tourist. Boy, point, oil. Okay, now these are the diphthongs. Let's move to the consonants. The consonants here, pen, hopping. There's a double P here, but it's again pronounced the same as P. Pen, hopping, jump, B, ball, hobby, herb. Let's move to a little difficult one. This sound is called, this is the ch sound, ch, chips, itch, picture. See the sound? This is the j sound, jam, danger, fudge. Okay, let's see this sound now here. This is the third sound. Now this is very important. In English, we don't say th. The tongue does not touch here like this, th. That is not the way to say th. It's like th. You say, you don't touch it. You don't touch your tongue to your teeth up. Th. In between your lips. Th. So you say mother. You don't say mother. You say mother. This. With. You don't have to touch the teeth. Okay, now see this sir. See, city and notice. All of them have the same sir sound. City, notice have the same sir sound. Okay, now let's see this. Ng, sing, uncle, Okay, so that's angry. So this chart you all can download, or you can see it on the net and practice the British language chart. This is the chart, and I have a small video here which I'm going to play for you. If it's better if you all have headphones, because the sound, or you can just turn up the volume a bit, it'll be better. Just play it for you 1 second. This is the chart that I was talking about. When you press over here, you will get 3 words, and then you can practice all the 3 words with the sound. I'll just play the video. Just turn up all your volumes. Okay, so with the phonemic chart, you can improve your pronunciation now. Thank you. I'll just show you a few games and a few things that I've made. And don't forget, your feedback is valuable for us. So please don't forget to fill up this feedback form and give us your feedback. Okay, so now I have this box with me. This is a game that I play in class with my children, and I want you all, you can answer in the chat box. This is that syllable game that I was talking about. What I do is I ask the children to pick any one card from here, any flash card they can pick, like we all picked up rabbit. Rabbit has 2 syllables. So first I do that, I tell them how many syllables are there, and then they clap with the sounds. So I'm going to pick up a few syllables, and you can all tell me how many syllables are there in the chat box. How many syllables? 2. Okay, I'm getting answers. Very good. Apple, apple. So just see how many times your lips are moving. Apple. How many syllables? So 2 syllables. Use the words that you do with the children in class. This is for a little higher classes, like in 1st and 2nd class we can do it, not for the lower classes. Very good. Okay, now I'm going to give you a little difficult word. Class 2 children can do this. I tell them to first say the word very nicely, say it like that, the pronunciation improves, and then clap on the cymbals. Very good. 3 cymbals. Umbrella, umbrella. Very good. So that's a very interesting and an easy way for children to learn syllables as well as pronunciation. We'll just have 2-3 more, and then I'll show you another thing. Now this you can do with smaller children. How many times, how many syllables are there? Car. How many syllables in car? Car. How many syllables? Car. 1. Very good. 1, not 2. 1. Car. Okay, one more. This is a very interesting game for children. They like to, because it's got pictures, they like to read it. What about this? Monkey. How many syllables in monkey? 2. Very good. 2 syllables. So children love this game and they love to play it. I think you all can do this. Make smaller ones. Like we made this flashcards where when we are teaching them, we are making these flashcards and teaching them. So you have flashcards for all the letters and the sounds that I'm teaching them, like we were teaching them double L sounds. So we made these flashcards and we taught them. So that was an easy way for them to learn and also to learn the correct pronunciation of the word. So you can keep changing these letters and making them speak, interact, use the mode of interaction. Then I have this very interesting book that I use for my children and I use for the children in the classroom also. This is a very effective book for teaching pronunciation for beginners, for class till class 1. It's very good. It has each sound, ABC and counting. So each letter associated with a story. I'll just show you the first. We are running short of time and then I'll take your questions if you have any. Can you see this A, animal? We'll just go back a bit. Here, here's the A, and then here they have the story. Here is the story. And here they have all the animal pictures. If you can see, all animal pictures are there. So for each letter they have this, and this is very effective for teaching pronunciation, teaching animals, any chapter that you're teaching. It's very good, and that's how they learn with pictures also. This is a very good book. I can share the, this is by Brown Watson, ABC and counting. So for letters as well as for numbers. So for numbers also they have each number has a story with it. Okay, so now you want the outer page again? Okay, here, ABC and counting. There are a lot of books available. ABC and Counting. It is from Brownson Watson. Brown Watson. I find this very interesting and very, very colorful, so that the children also really love it. Any questions that you have? We have just 2 minutes. Any questions which I can answer? And also, please don't forget to fill up the feedback form. Author's name, I said, was Brown Watson. I'll just type it over here. Link for the form has been sent already, I think. Yeah, the form is there. Brown Watson. B-R-O-W-N, Brown, W-A-T-S-O-N. I don't know if you'll get it because it's an old book. If you will, just you can find it if you can get it. Any questions for anyone? You can just chat in the, so I can quickly take it up before the time is running out. I hope the presentation was effective and you can use the phonemic chart for learning in the classroom. Learning, it's the phonemic chart is a very good way of teaching children to learn pronunciation. Thank you, all of you. Any questions that I can answer, I would be very happy. And you can download, please don't forget to download the chart, phonemic chart, and practice it with your children in classrooms when we go back to class. Thank you all very much. Thank you for your time and have a wonderful day.